So can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, let me change the view a little bit. This is not the view I want. I guess you can see it now, right?
Yes.
You can hear me also.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanastu. So we are going to start Shankara Bhashya for chapter 4 now. So hope you had a good view of Shankara Bhashya, overview of Shankara Bhashya till now for the first 3 chapters. Probably like for chapter 2, chapter 3, we did it in the last few classes. So with this, we'll start with the Shankara Bhashya for the 4th chapter. It starts with the verse, Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam, Vivasvan Manave Praha Manu Ikshvakave Bravit. See, the shloka is very simple. Long time back, this yoga was taught by Lord Krishna. This is the verse from Lord Krishna, Bhagavan Vacha. So he taught this yoga to Vivasvan. Vivasvan taught it to Manu, and Manu taught it to Ikshvaku. This is what the shloka says. Shankara Bhashya here says, Imam Adhyaya Adhyaya Dvayena Uktam Yogam Vivasvate. That means, let me just change the view here a little bit. Okay. Ivam Adhyaya Dvayasya, that means last 2 chapters. This yoga was taught Vivasvate Adityaya. Vivasvan is Aditya. Sargadav Proktavan. Sargadav means in the beginning of this Sarga. Sarga is a period of time, right? The beginning of this creation and roughly, right? Proktavan aham, that is Lord Krishna says, I told this. Jagat paripala itrinam kshatriyanam. This is an important point Shankaracharya brings here. His main view is, look, this is a age-old Arsha Vidya, Rishi Vidya. The Rishis thought about it and looked at this life and said that first we have to guide the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas are like the rulers. They take care of the city, country, and the whole world. So those Kshatriyas should have the right viewpoint. Usually, you know, in today, if you think about the rulers of the countries, right? They are president, prime ministers of different countries. They try to do by, you know, improving the economy. Many of them also in this process become very rich by by somehow getting all the money they want. That's one thing. And then they also make sure, the country is protected. So they build a big army. And they make sure that the economy of the country is in good condition. So this is what the Kshatriyas do today. But what the traditional view of Dharma is that the Kshatriya should know the idea of Atma. That means in one of the Dharma Shastras or in one of the Puranas, there's a wonderful shloka which says, a Kshatriya will say, I have 2 worlds to take care of. I want to make sure human beings are happy in this country. At the same time, I want to make sure they can go to the higher worlds, to Moksha. So I want to create a pathway to Moksha. That means I want to take care of them and provide them opportunities for education, spiritual as well as commercial education, right? And with this spiritual education, they can go, I can pave their path to go to Moksha. This is the idea of a true Kshatriya. So that is why Shankaracharya says, Kshatriyanam baladhanaya, tena yoga balena yuktaha. Then the Kshatriyas will become endowed with yoga knowledge, the knowledge of yoga. Yogabalena yuktaha samarthaha bhavanti. They will become capable. They will not only look for their own monetary position or their just economic growth of the country, but they will be spiritually charged. Spiritually, they will know how to get to moksha. With this knowledge, they can help others also go to moksha. Yoga balena samartha bhavanti. Brahma parirakshitum. What they will do is they will give opportunities. They protect the people who are Brahmanas, that means who not by birth. Brahmanas means purely who are sages, like who are focused on attaining moksha and to help others attain moksha. Brahma kshatriya paripalite jagat paripalayitum alam. If you protect the intelligent people who focus on spiritual upliftment of the entire world, and if these spiritual people are protected by the Kshatriyas, then the rest of the people obviously will be protected. An ordinary businessman does not have to think about safety, security, or anything like that. He can do the business. And the rest of the people, support industries, consulting industries, in IT industries, all of them will be supported when all these things are taken care of. That is, this is the idea. Avyayam. So what is this avyaya? Avyaya phalatvat. This yoga will give the eternal fruit of moksha. Nahyasya yogasya samyak darshana nishtha lakshanasya mokshapyam phalam vyeti. So the samyak darshana nishtha, samyak darshana means jnana yoga in a way. So the thing is, by focus on Atman, moksha is attained. This phala is navyeti. This moksha will not be destroyed. It's imperishable. Such a Vivasvan manave praha Manu Ikshvakave Suputraya Adirajaya Abravit. First it was told to Vivasvan, who is a Manu. Vivasvan manave praha. That is, Vivasvan told it to Manu. Manu Ikshvakave. Manu told this to Ikshvaku, who is the son of Manu. So Putraya Adirajaya Abravit. Any questions on this? Everything okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Krishna, one moment. Can you go back to the previous slide? What does that word Jagat Paripalaya Itrunam? Itrunam means what? The second sentence there.
Jagat Paripalayitum Alam. Itum. Jagat Itum Alam.
Proktavanaham Jagat Paripalayitrunam Kshatriyanam Baladanaya. So what is that word? Jagat
Paripalayitrunam Kshatriyanam means.
What does Itrunam mean?
I'll come there. Jagat Palayitrunam. That means those who protect the universe. Jagat, these are the Kshatriyas. So,
okay.
Kshatriyanam, this is the adjective for Kshatriyanam. What kind of Kshatriyanam? The Kshatriya basically will take care of the universe. The Jagatpala Itrinam Kshatriyanam. Do you understand?
I read it as Trunam. Trunam means grass. Grasses.
No.
So
you should not separate it there.
Paripalayita Trunam is how I read it.
Paripalayita, see, the word is Paripalayita, Paripalayita Raha, like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
how to break the word I guess I was
okay. Jagat Paripalayita is the word. This is a compound word, samasa. Jagat Paripalayita is the word. And Itrinam, like that is one of the vibhaktis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to learn a little bit of Sanskrit grammar while learning Bhagavad Gita. I apologize.
We have to take separate courses.
I apologize to the group.
Okay. Any other question?
ಅದು ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಪಾಲಯಿತು ಮಲಂ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಅದು ಏನದು? ಇತುಮ್ ಅಂತ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು alam anta barbeku.
Paripalayitum alam, right?
Haudu, alam
So
andre.
let's speak in English, sir. It will be recorded in English. So many people are
Sorry,
looking for English
apologies,
here. Okay?
apologies. Yes.
Paripalayitum alam. It is enough if the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are protected. So the Brahmanas, Brahma Kshatriya Paripalite, Jagat Paripalayitum alam. By teaching this yoga, these Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are protected. How? The Kshatriyas are given the right knowledge that Kshatriyas, it is not enough to just bring prosperity to a country and security and defense and military support to a country. These Kshatriyas should know that life is not about here. Life is about here and hereafter. Into the after death also, where we are going, that area should be protected. The right pathways, right highways should be built to moksha. So if you protect the Kshatriyas, who are the main people, who are the kings, and they protect Brahmanas who focus on spiritual progress only, constantly.
Okay.
And those two people will support the rest of the community in any kind of country, right? Paripalayitum. So the Jagat the entire universe is protected if these two people are kept in the right place.
Okay, okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshyo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. This is commentary by Shankaracharya. The simple meaning is, so these Rajarshis got this knowledge in succession, in disciplic succession, and they got this knowledge eventually as time passed. Different generations of these Rajarshis, who were rishis and kings at the same time, they got this knowledge and they transferred this knowledge to the next generation. Sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa. After a long time, this yoga was lost. And Shankara Bhashya for this is evam kshatriya parampara praptam imam rajarshayaha rajanascha te rishayaha rishiyascha rajarshayaha. So the thing is, kshatriya parampara means succession of kshatriyas. These are rajarshis who are kings as well as rishis. Viduhu imam yogam. Viduhu means they knew this yoga, what was obtained through succession. Sayogaha kalena iha mahata dhirgena nashtaha. After a long time, that yoga was lost. Vichinna sampradaya samvritaha. The sampradaya broke. Sampradaya means what? What knowledge you transfer from one generation to the other, from a series of disciplic succession, from a guru to shishya, shishya to guru, like that. Vichinna sampradaya means that continuity was broken. He parantapa atmanaha vipaksha bhutaha paraha iti uchyante tan shaurya tejo gabasthibihi bhanuriva tapayati iti parantapaha shaturtapanaha ityartha. This is just nothing. It talks about parantapa. What is a parantapa? What do you call? Whoever is an enemy, he wins over the enemies. The enemy could be internal as well as external, physical or spiritual. So the thing is, that's what Lord Krishna addresses Arjuna with the word parantapa. That means you are a powerful person who will burn away your enemies, kind of a thing. Sayevayam maya tedhya yoga proktaha puratanaha. Bhaktosi me sakajeti rahasyam shetamuttamam. This shloka says the same yoga, what was taught by me long time back, is being taught to you, O Arjuna, because you are a devotee and also a friend. And this is a rahasya. This yoga is a secret. Uttamam. It's a great secret, and it's a very powerful piece of information. Shankaracharya says, he gives an introduction here, right? Durbalan ajitendriyan prapya nashtam yogam imam upalabhya. That means in the next generation, people were weaker. the listeners were not very good. Even the teachers ended up being not so good. They did not control their senses. They didn't have victory over their senses. Prapya nashtam, this true nature of yoga was lost. The information was lost. Lokam cha apurushartha sambandhinam. That means they went after not the real goals. What should be the real goals of life, like Dharma, Artha, Purusha, Kama, Moksha. They went after wrong goals in life. Then what happened? This knowledge was lost. For that, what happened? Sayeva ayam mayate te subhyam. Lord Krishna says, according to Shankaracharya, that knowledge is being given to you by me. Idanim yogaha proktaha puratanaha, what was said long time back. Bhaktaha siti, bhaktaha si me saka, you are my devotee and friend. Rahasyam hi yasmadeta uttamam yoga jnanam ityartaha. Here yoga is referred to as jnana by Shankaracharya. Did you get everything? Now is okay till now?
Okay, Krishna.
Okay. Arjuna vacha. Aparam bhavato janma param janma vyavasvatah katameta dvijaniyam tomado proktavaniti. The question is very simple. Arjuna says, you were born around when I was born. That is, Arjuna says to Lord Krishna. How come you say that you told this yoga to Vivasvan was long time back? How can we trust that you told Vivasvan so long ago? Shankaracharya says, Bhagavata Pratishidha Muktamiti Mahabhut Kasyachit Buddhihi. What Shankaracharya says, nobody should misunderstand that Lord Krishna is saying something not believable or wrong. Hence, just to get the answer from Lord Krishna himself, Arjuna questions the Lord so that this doubt will be cleared for everyone else, in future. Aparam arvak vasudeva gruhe bhavato janma. Arjuna says, you were born in the house of Vasudeva. Later, param purvam sargado janma utpattihi vivasvataha. Vivasvan and other people, Vivasvan is Aditya, and he was born in the very beginning of this. Sarga is this creation, right? So he was born at that time. Tat katham etat vijaniyam aviruddha hartateya. How would we understand? It seems like something is wrong here. Tvameva adav proktam. You yourself, who are born just recently, told long time back, Vivasvan, that was like thousands and thousands of years back. And you're going to say the same thing to me now? Ya Vasudevi Anishvara Asarvagnya Akanksha. I'm sorry, Asarvagnya Shankha Murkhanam Tam Pariharan Sri Bhagavad. So Murkhas are deluded people who have no idea. They will think that Lord Krishna was an ordinary person, just like all of us. He was born and he went through the same old problems. They should not think like that. Vasudeva is Ishvara. Most people think that he is not Ishvara. Even the modern scientific and also the so-called Harvard universities or Columbia University or whatever university, they publish papers. I don't exactly know whether Harvard or Columbia published it, but several top universities in the world have published papers. What is this? What do they say? They say, oh, Lord Krishna was a small feudal king in South India or in North India or somewhere. He was just an ordinary prince. He was socially, after a long time, people started deifying, making him into a deity, made him into a big, hero of the historical hero. And they started praying, they started building temples to him. These are just human making. He was just an ordinary person. He passed away over some time. He was struck by an arrow by a hunter or something, and he passed away. He's just like anybody else. This is the way the Western media, not only Western media, I'm sure there are a lot of atheistic, non-theistic, rationalistic, maybe even some other kind of people in India who may have written a number of such things. So this kind of medium, communication medium, is always there, everywhere. So thinking about this long time back, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Lord Shankaracharya, Sri Shankaracharya says, Sri Bhagavan, Yadartho Arjunasya Prashna, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. He talks about this. Now I'm comparing Shankaracharya's commentary and Ramanujacharya's commentary. Don't get confused. I mention clearly if I am comparing. If I am not comparing, I'm not mentioning. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavat Arjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vedha parantapa. The meaning of the shloka is very clear. Lord Krishna says, I have taken many births, and you, like how you have taken many births, I know all those births. Natvam vedha parantapa. You don't know about those births, O Arjuna. That's what the meaning of the shloka is. Shankaracharya's commentary here, Bahuni me vyatitani atikrantani janmani tavacha he Arjuna. Both of us have had number of births, O Arjuna. Tani aham veda jnane jane sarvani natvam veda nat janishe. I know all of them, you don't know, Arjuna. Dharma dharmadi pratibhadda jnana shaktitvat punah pratibhadda jnana shaktitvat. What is the reason Arjuna does not know? Because he was bound by dharma and adharma, and his knowledge was restricted by number of, I would say in a way, Avidya, right? Because of some ignorance, Arjuna's knowledge was restricted. Hence, he does not remember all those births. Aham punaha nitya shuddha. Shankaracharya says, I means here Lord Krishna. I am nitya, eternal, shuddha, pure. Buddha, knowledgeable, always knowledgeable. Mukta, always released, unbound. Swabhavatvad, because I have that nature of purity, unbound, not subject to any kind of avidya or ignorance. Anavarna jnana shaktihi, that means my knowledge is never clouded by any kind of ignorance. Veda aham he parantapa, a great valorous person who defeats enemies. My knowledge is undefeated, whereas your knowledge is defeated. So parantapa is like a funny pun actually. Katham tarhi tava nitya ishvarasya dharma bhavavepi janma iti uchyate. Obviously, a question comes up. If Lord Krishna's knowledge is not constrained by dharma and adharma, why is he taking so many births? He shouldn't be taking any birth at all. That is a question supposed by Shankaracharya here. Now we'll just compare it with Ramanuja quickly so that we get some referential understanding. Anena janmanaha satyatvam uktam. Immediately Ramanujacharya says that the birth of Krishna is real as the birth of Arjuna. Uktam bahuni me vyatitani janmani iti vachanate tavacha iti drishtantatya upadanacha. Because it is being compared to the lives of Arjuna, it should be as real as the life of Arjuna. Atmanaha avatara prakaraha dehayatatmya jagam janmahetum cha aha. According to Ramanujacharya, this is an avatar which is real, which is as real as Arjuna's life. So in Ramanujacharya, the school is realistic, right? So they bring some reality to this whole avatar of Krishna, here. That's what he mentions. And he is actual Ishvara who has taken birth to help out devotees and to destroy the enemies who are disturbing the Dharma. So the thing is, that's how Ramanujacharya takes. Shankaracharya takes it similarly here. Not much difference here, actually. Till now, there is not much difference. Any questions in this particular sloka 4.5?
On the Shankara Bhashya, on the first sentence, it says Atikrantani. That is, he is not bound by the three krantis.
No, Atikrantani here means, Atikranta means it is over, time-wise. Vyatitani. Vyatita means, Bahuni me Vyatitani. We have had many lives. Our lives have already passed. Many lives have passed. Atikrantani means, it has happened already.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. This verse is important. Shankaracharya says we should take the first meaning of the verse is Ajopisan Abhyayatma Bhutanam Ishwaropisan Prakritim Swam Avdhishtaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. So let's take Shankara Bhashya directly here, because both Bhashyas we should compare and see what the meanings, each of them take meaning slightly differently, right? So let's take Shankara Bhashya. Ajopi means Janma Rahitopi. Ajopi is without any birth. So this Parabrahman, Krishna does not have any birth, really. Ajopi san te tatha avyayatma akshina jnana shakti swabhavopi. That means avyayatma means unchanging. Akshina, that means the jnana and shakti of this Krishna does not change. It is constant. Shakti is energy, power. Jnana is knowledge. And that is the nature, swabhava. Does not change. San tatha bhutanam brahmadi stambha paryantanam Ishvaraha. So he is the Ishvara, is the Lord of any Brahmadi stambha, from a worm to Chaturmukha Brahma. Everything included in between. He is the Lord. Ishana Shilaha api. That means he controls everything. San, even though Prakritim Swam. Prakritim Swam is the nature, his own. Swam. Swam. Swo here, Prating Swo is taken as Mama. That is his own Prakriti. He brings. Vaishnavim Mayam Trigunatmikam. He uses the word Maya here. Vaishnavim means Vishnu's own. It belongs to Vishnu. Vaishnavim Mayam Trigunatmikam, which has got the Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunas. Yasyaha Vashe Sarvam Jagat Vartate. So the Lord, this Maya controls this entire universe. This Maya is made out of these three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas, which control everything here in this universe. Vartate, Yaya Mohitam. Because of this Vaishnavi Maya, everybody is deluded. Mohitam, Sat, Swamatmanam, Vahudevam, Najanati. That they lose the sight of the true nature of Atma. Everybody loses the sight of their own Atma, which is only one, which is Atman, and that is Vasudeva, which exists everywhere. Vasudeva is all-pervading. Vasudeva. Najanati tam prakritim. So such a nature of Prakriti, such a Prakriti which is so powerful, Swam Adhishtaya, it is under the control of Lord Krishna. His Vashikritya. Adhishtaya means Vashikritya, controlling that Maya. Sambhavami, Dehavani Vabha. Here, Sambhavami means I'll come here. Dehavani Vabhavami means as if I had a body. I come here as if I have a body. Jataha Iva Atma, as if I am taking birth. Atma Maya, by Atmanaha Maya, power of here Maya means what does Shankaracharya understand by the term Maya. This becomes clearer and clearer as we progress in this chapter, right? We need to just note it as it is right now. Many people, they give you, the people who want to explain this, they give sometimes their own viewpoints. I would like to be very clear and try to understand Sri Shankaracharya's own words and terminology as it is. Till now, you see no difference actually. Shankaracharya clearly believes that Lord Krishna is that Ishvara, which is Atman, which has taken a form and which is coming as Avatara. Atma Maya and Krishna controls Maya. Atma Maya, Atmanaha Maya, na paramarthatha lokavat. So not like other people. Loka means people. Not like other people who take birth because of ignorance. They are forced into a family without their own choice. Their parents, they cannot choose their own parents. They just take birth. So Lord Krishna is not like that. Atma Maya, by his own power, using his own Trigunamayi Maya, he takes birth as if Dehavaniva, as if he has a body. Tacha Janma Kada Kimartham Cha Idamuchate. So why did he take this Janma? When will he take this Janma? This will be said in the next verse. Any questions regarding Shankar Bhashya here? So everything perfectly clear?
I'm not sure I am completely clear, but I'm not sure I have a question either. I want to understand the word Maya in the third or fourth sentence, Vaishnavi Maya versus the Atmana Maya. But I don't know that there is a question, so I will read through that, and if I have a question, I'll post it.
Why don't we do one thing? In the next one or two shlokas, the term Maya, according to Shankaracharya, becomes clear. But on the as a reference, let me tell you what Ramanujacharya talks about here, right? Ramanujacharya says, Ajatva, Avyayatva, Ishwaratvadi, Sarvam, Parameshwaram, Prakaram, Ajahadeva. So the Lord does not give up any of his original qualities of unborn, being unchanging, being the Ishvara of everything, being the Lord of everything. Parameshwara, he is a Paramaishvara. Tamishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram. Prakaram, Ajahat, without giving up his true nature. Swam Prakriti Madhishtaya, Atma Maya Sambhavami. Prakriti is Swabhava. Prakriti is his nature. Swam Eva Swabhavam Adhishtaya Svena Eva Rupena Svechaya Sambhavami Ityartaha. By taking his own form, by his own free will, Svechaya Sambhavami. Even in these two, this seems to be very similar in nature. You don't see much of difference between these two bhashas here, right? So far, okay? Can we go further?
Yes.
So in this passage in 4.6 Ramanuja Bhashya, what does Ramanuja exactly mean when he says Swam Prakriti Madhishtaya Atmamayaya Sambhavami?
Swam Prakriti Madhishtaya. The thing is,
I understand the first half. I'm just stuck in the word Mayaya. What does it mean to Ramanuja in this sentence?
Why don't we go to the next few places and we'll get it, right?
Okay.
See, the Bhashya has not completed yet, right? So
the interesting thing is, I'm sorry to interrupt. The interesting thing is when you taught the chapter 4 Ramanuja Bhashya, it was very clear. But now that I'm going back and reviewing and comparing both side by side, more questions arise. So this is
natural. See, this is why by knowing another Bhashya, you will understand whatever Bhashya you're reading much better, right?
My father used to say, when you take gold and the goldsmith puts it in the fire and heat it again and again and hit it again and again, it gets purer and purer, clearer and cleaner. So this is practical experience for me. Every time you think you understand, you try to compare one more thing. You realize how less you understand, how shallow you
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. See, this becomes, that's why it's very interesting to look at it this way. And by the way, I have to thank every one of you because you are going through this process. Most people will give up and say, I just want one bhashya, a simple meaning of Bhagavad Gita. To hell with all this comparison, I don't want this confusion. They walk away from here. Okay, next. We'll take Shankar Bhashya here. What did we say, Shankar Bhashya? Atma Maya, Atma Maya, na Paramarthatha Lokavat. Why don't we do one thing? Forget about Ramanuja Bhashya just for a few minutes. Let us finish Shankar Bhashya continuously and have the same thought process till the next, till we finish the Vyakhyana for this shloka. I'm reading only left side only. The left side is Swarupam to Aditya Varnam. Oh, wait a minute. This is Ramanuja Bhashya. This, see, right now Shankar Bhashya ended here. For this shloka, Shankar Bhashya has ended already here. So Ramanuja Bhashya is big here. So I could not put it in a 2-column quickly. So what I did was in the next slide, here I'm only saying Ramanuja Bhashya continued for the same verse. Okay, so we'll study this. Swarupam tu Aditya Varnam Tamsaha Parastat. So what is Swarupa of God? Aditya Varna, that is hue of the sun color. Tamas of Paratat, beyond all this, the tamas, that is in Yajurveda. Kshen tamasya rajasa parake, beyond the Rajoguna. Ye yesho antaraditya hiranmaya purushaha. That is, he is the hiranmaya, the golden purusha in the Aditya Mandala. Tasminnayam purusho manomayaha mruto hiranmayaha. So the thing is, this purusha is there. Let us not go into the depths of all the Vedic statements. We just say that these are the statements which Sri Ramanujacharya gives as proof for what is Lord Krishna is saying here, which is consistent with all the Upanishads and Vedic statements. Sarve nimesha jagnire vidyutah purushadadi bharupaha satya sankalpaha. Bha is brightness and light. Satya Sankalpa, he has true will. His will is always true. Akashatma, Sarva Karma, Sarva Kamaha, Sarva Gandhaha, Sarva Rasaha. He is everything in this universe. Maharajanam Vasaha, Ityadi Shruti Siddham. There are so many Shrutis which define the nature of Parabrahman. And he is that Lord with a Divya Mangala Vigraha. All these things are explaining a Divya Mangala Vigraha. That is, Divya is divine. Mangala is very, Mangala means it's auspicious. Divya Mangala Vigraha. He has a body, he has a form which is divine, which is understood only by the Jnanis. Atma Maya, Atmiyaya Maya. Here where Ramanujacharya says Maya is Vayunam Jnana. Maya means his Jnana. Maya means his power. Here Maya means Lord's Jnana. Jnanaparyaya atra Maya Shabdaha. Tatacha Abhiyukta Prayoga Maya Satatam Veti Praninam Cha Shubhashubam. Why do you say Maya means Jnana here? And he himself says in Abhyukta, in Vishnu Purana and other Puranas, it is very clearly said, Maya Satatam Veti. Through Maya, he knows. That means Maya should be Jnana. Tatatam Veti Praninam Cha Shubhashubam. All the good and bad of the beings, all the breathing beings, Lord knows through Maya means through knowledge. Atmiyena Jnanina Atma Sankalpena Ityartha, because of his own knowledge. Apahata Papma Twadi Samasta Guna Kalyana Guna Atmakartum Sarvam Ishwaram Sabhavam Ajahadeva Swameva Rupam Swamevam Rupam Deva Manushadi Sajatiya Sthanam Kurvan Atma Sankalpena Deva Dirupahasambhavami. So he takes the form. He is the original Lord without giving up any of his powers as the individual, as the single controller of the universe. He comes and he takes the body of similar to Devas and Manushas and all this. In the avatars, he picks up bodies equivalent to where he wants to take avatar. Right? This is all Ramanuja Bhashya. He is not continuing in Tadidammaha Ajayamano Bhuda Vijayate. So such a person, will he take any birth? Yajurveda says Even though he does not have any birth, he takes births. Idara Purusha Sadharanam Janma Kurva, not like the other people. He comes because of his own Sankalpa, because his will. He is free to do what he wants to do. It's a Leela. The universe itself is a Leela for him. Ukta Prakya Jayate Tatha Bhuni Me Vyadhitane Janmani Tavata Arjuna Tanyam Veda Sarvani Gita Tadatmanam Srijamyam Janma Karmacha Me Divyam Yevam Yo Veti Tatvataha Iti Purva Para Virodhacha Janma Kalam. So the thing is, we have to understand this without having a misunderstanding or without misunderstanding the context of past shlokas and the future coming shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. We have to understand this. That's why. So here, what is the summary? Distinctly, Ramanujacharya separates out the word Maya as not illusion. Maya is Jnana. So it is real. It comes as real as what we, as real as the breakfast we had in this morning, or as real as how we are speaking today. Exactly in the same way, Lord Krishna took birth like one of us, but without giving up his nature, true nature of lordship of the universe. So this is how Ramanujacharya continues. It gives it a realistic view. Here let's say what happened. We finished the Shankaracharya for this, right? In Shankaracharya, what really happened? Atma Maya is the question. What does Maya means? That is a question. Shankaracharya answered this much later. Next shloka, 4.7. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. The meaning of this is very simple. Whenever there is decline in dharma, to uphold dharma, to establish dharma, I create myself. Tada atmanam srijamyam, I create myself. Let us take Shankaracharya for this. Yada, the Shankaracharya here first, it is short, because if you go to the next shloka, so these two, in these two shlokas, the bhashya is small here. Shankaracharya says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani, hani, glani means hani. Hani means decline. So varnashramadi lakshanasya praninam abhyudaya nishreyasa sadhanasya. So what is this varnashramadi lakshana? Varnashrama means it's chaturvarnas, ashramas are 4 ashramas. So all these are rules and guidance so that human beings, whoever, abhyudaya nishreya, that means they can succeed in life. They can also get final goal of moksha in this. Not only get wealth and prosperity here, but moksha at the end. So that is why these rules and regulations of varnashrama dharmas are given, so that people who are differently abled, who have different capabilities, who can use different methods to attain progress. Just like how children in a family, some children may be very brilliant, some children may be physically impaired, some children may be mentally impaired, mentally not so bright. Parents give them solutions to all these children without discriminating them. Similarly, the varnashrama dharmas are given to humanity without discrimination to help people with different capabilities and to help them improve. Tada atmanam srijamim aham apyaya aham mayaya. So I create myself using Maya. Let us take the term Maya just like that, because we want to understand Shankaracharya's view of Maya here. Here there is, let us just compare it with Ramanujacharya quickly. Nakala niyamaha asmat sambhavasya. For taking avatara, there is no rule in when he should take. There is no time limit or time restriction. Whenever dharma goes down, he comes. Tad vipariyasya adharmasya abhyuttanam tada aham eva swasankalpena uttaprakaran atman srijami. Dharmasya glani bhavata abhyuttanam adharmasya. Abhyuttanam adharmasya. Abhyuttanam means to remove. adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. That means to weed out all the adharmas, he takes the birth. Any doubts in this particular portion now? In Shloka 4.7, any doubts?
So I had a question. There's Prashant here.
Yeah.
Shankaracharya actually over here, whenever he talks about the Saguna Brahman, because Saguna Brahman can take birth by his free will, while Nirguna Brahman will not be doing anything actually.
You're right. Yes. Yes, true. That is why Dehavaniva, as if he has a body, right? See, in Shankaracharya Bhashya, Sarguna Brahman is not different from Nirguna Brahman in a way.
Okay.
They are mental separations. See, this one will become more clear when we go further in the chapter, because this is a very important chapter. I sort of, thought it's not that important. They may have similar views. We shouldn't be worried about all this, the nitpicking and hair splitting and all. But actually, here Shankaracharya makes his own views clearer and clearer and mentions. And why is Nirguna Brahman and Saguna Brahman in a way same? That also becomes clearer.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Krishna,
okay, is this clear for everybody? I just spoke to a couple of people. Is it clear?
One question about Dharma, Krishna.
Yeah.
Ramanujacharya Bhashya says Dharma is Veda Prokta, as per Veda. And Shankaracharya says it is Varnashrama Dharma. Are they both same?
Same. Definitely. Here there is no difference. Varnashrama is Veda Prokta only for Shankaracharya and Ramanujacharya. There is no difference.
So Dharma here in both cases mean one that leads to Sakshatkara.
Correct. And also progress here. Varnashrama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, to support also different types of people. Different types of people have to do different things for progress, right? Like that. This is a very, very powerful principle to support everybody in the universe. That's all. It became a big, huge, as we have already covered Dharma and Adharma in the lectures 48, 49, 50, 51. You can go through that again once more, just to remember what was told a long time back.
Okay.
Okay.
This is Prashant here. So again, just a small query. Comparing like the two great Acharyas, the views of the two Acharyas, whether there is a difference between Avidya and Vidya and Jnana and Ajana. Because here Ramanujacharya speaks about Maya as Jnana. So is there a real difference between the views of the two Acharyas?
See, a very good question. This will become eventually clearer. See, the way I want to do it is I want to actually go shloka by shloka and take each of this view, because the development of the subject in Bhagavad Gita itself is a conversational development, right? So so as we go further, the topic becomes deeper and deeper and deeper. So we are now peeling the onion kind of a way we are using it. The wrong analogy to be used in a Shastriya class.
Okay, thank you.
So Krishna, just as an adjoinder to what Prashant asked, when Ramanuja says Maya is Jnana in the previous Bhashya, in the previous shloka, he is meaning it as the Bhagavat Jnana, right? Not the Jivatma Jnana. For the
Bhagavad Gita only. Original
yes.
Jnana, Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavad Jnana for Bhagavan, not for Jnana for the Jivatma.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Just to be clear. Okay, thank you.
Bhavami Atma Maya. Correct. Yes.
Krishna ji, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
So if from an Advaitic perspective, if Maya is considered as a power of Brahman, then is Leela Vibhuti similar to Maya in Vishittadvaita then? Because Leela Vibhuti is a very, go ahead.
It's very similar. See, if you look at Shankaracharya's words here, right? Maya is subordinate to Parabrahman, right? It's under his control, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's considered as a power, yeah.
what did you say?
It's considered as a power of Brahman.
Power only, yes. They're
Yeah.
very similar. See, what
Yes.
I'm trying to drive at is people may make different views on this. See, each Acharya has used a different methodology to solve a problem in front. Because Shankaracharya had a lot of Advaitis and Mahayanika Buddhists in front of them. I'm sorry, not Advaitis, Mahayanika Buddhists and other people, extreme Buddhists were there. So he had to use something like, what is understandable by the public around him. So Ramanujacharya uses some slightly different, strong, realistic language.
And does he use the concept of Leela Vibhuti in Bhagavad Gita Bhashya?
Who?
Ramanujacharya.
Of course, yes. Leela Vibhuti is very widely expressed in Ramanujacharya's view. See, at the end of the day, even you have to talk about Brahma Sutras also. How do each Acharya take these Brahma Sutras? So, if you go through all these things in depth, see, just let us take, for example, Bhagavad Gita is good enough. We don't have to worry about that much about the rest. If we clearly understand the mind of each Acharya and then how it is applied, you get they're not so different from each other in a way. But they may use some very confusing terms like Maya, illusion, and other things can be used. But what does it really mean? We have to go deeper and deeper and understand.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So the meaning here is very simple. Sadhunam paritranaya, to protect the good people. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, to destroy the bad people. Dharma samsthapanarthaya, to uphold dharma, to establish dharma. Sambhavami yuge yuge. Every yuga I come. I take birth. I take an avatar to do all these things. This is the general meaning of the verse. Shankaracharya takes it this way. Paritranaya, parilakshanaya sadhunam, that is to protect the sadhus, good people. Sanmargasthanam, sadhus are who are in the right path. Vinashaya cha dushkritam, papakarinam, that is the sinful people, to destroy them, to destroy the sinful people. Kincha dharma samsthapanarthaya, to uphold dharmasya samyak sthapanam, to establish dharma properly. Tadartam sambhavami yuge yuge. I come, I take birth every yuga. Prati yugam, that means every yuga. So this is Shankara Bhashya. Ramanuja Bhashya is given here. Sadhavaha uktarakshana dharma shila vaishnava agresaraha, that is among the leaders of Vaishnavas, Matsamashrene pravrittaha, who resort to me, who surrender to me. Samashrana means they look for help from me. They're constantly pravrittaha, man namas karma swarupanam avang manasa gocharataya maddarsh. So the thing is, here Shankaracharya puts a little bit extra in, Ramanujacharya puts on some extra material to support the actual why does avatara take place kind of a thing, right? So because why can't Krishna not take avatara and sit in Vaikuntha or somewhere far away and still bless these people? A remote control, remote destruction, remote management of sadhus and everything like that, right? Can be done. So Ramanujacharya takes a little bit more time to explain. People who are already doing good things like Nama Sankirtana and talking about the glories of the Lord, completely focusing, instead of focusing on material wealth and other things, focusing on the Lord. Avan Manasa Gocharadaya. The true nature of Parabrahman is beyond the mind and speech. So, because even though they study the Vedas, Puranas, and everything, Bhagavata, Vishnu Purana and all, they don't really get to know Why? Unless they see Lord Krishna directly with them, in front of them, they're not happy. So that is why they become, these people are Bhakti-Yogis. They become hopeless, in total despair, because they have not seen Lord Krishna directly. Alavamanaha, matra kalamapi kalpasahasram manvanaha. Even if they have spent only few minutes without the vision of the Lord Krishna, they feel that, oh my God, I have spent millions of years without Krishna. This is an amazingly powerful view. They talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Yugayitam in his wonderful Shikshashtakam. Yugayitam, that means, oh Krishna, without your sight, yugas have passed, and I have become weak. So the thing is, this is a mind of a Bhakti Yogi, mind of a devoted person. Prashitala gatraha sabhaveyu iti matswarupa cheshtita avalokana apadidhanena tesham paritranaya. So those people who are suffering without having my sight, they need me physically right next to them. They are not yet mature, or their karmas are not over. They cannot come to moksha right away. So I have to help them right here while they are going through ups and downs of life, while they are being subjected to the miseries of worldly existence. Still, I have to go and talk to them, be like a friend, give them hope. That is why I come here. Paritranaya tad vipritanam vinashaya cha kshinasya vaidika dharmasya madaradhana rupasya. And also this Vaidika Dharma has become weak because Dharma is gone. Dharma is gone. Because if I come there and take birth as an avatar of Krishna, that is, if I take my avatar, those people who are nearby, they will understand that, oh my God, this Vaidika Aradhana is real. The Veda, whatever the worship is prescribed in the Vedas are real. They are not about like just a work of Sanskrit. Somebody just thought, a great poet thought that I'm going to just create some new works. He didn't have anything to do, and somebody fed him with a lot of money and food and whatever it is, and he started writing 20,000, 70,000, 80,000 shlokas in Sanskrit. It's not like that. This is about real person who is real. So I come among all of you in every yuga. Krita Tretadi Vibhaga Niyamahapi Nasti. There is no distinction. I should only come in Krita Yoga, Treta Yoga or something. I come very often. So this yuga may mean something else. So this is Ramanuja here. Is it clear? There's not much difference here. If you think about it, these two commentaries are very similar. Only some details are provided in Ramanuja, that's all, right?
Yes.
Understood?
Yeah.
Yes, Krishna.
So do we have time for the next shloka, or should we stop here? Now it's 9:20.
You can go ahead, I think.
This is very shloka. Take it up.
I couldn't hear you.
Shloka is also very important. Can we take it up next class?
Next time? We'll take it up next time, okay. Yeah, this is important one. And now the real Maya and other things get defined in the next two shlokas. Okay? We'll look at it next week. I hope this detailed treatment is of use for you. I just want to hear from you if this treatment is appropriate for everybody. Like, not confusing, not too much. What do you think?
Becoming clearer now with the two bhashyas at the same time.
Good. How about others? I'm hearing only 2 voices or 3 voices or 4 voices max. How many people are there on the
I think we should do
8
this.
participants today.
I think we should do this daily, not weekly, so that we can go through. I really want to have this experience for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chapters and keep going all the way till 18. I can't wait to get to the end.
Hey, honestly, once a week is okay. It's we can't do faster than once a week. Wow, more often means preparation and things like that. I'm doing so many other classes also, and you people are working too. I'm not working, but I'm actually attending other classes.
I know. I could, to your question, I would have said, let's go on for 2 more hours. This is so interesting. I could just sit here all day listening to this.
Yes. Hold on to your thoughts, think about it, do some, if you have extra time, do some research, and you can look through the translations beautifully formatted by Shashi. I think he posted it this morning. It was very useful. I talked to him also.
It was, yeah.
So you can do some research and come up with questions and get better prepared for next week. Okay?
Actually, I agree with my colleague. Actually, 2 hours, this seems very small, the duration. Maybe 2 hours would be better to discuss
Yeah.
more.
See, we can talk about extending time every week. Maybe we should do 1.5 hours instead of 1 hour. So that can be done. You can think of it and you can come up with some time slots and say it's possible for 1.5 hours. If everybody agree that we should do 1.5 hours, I'm willing to take this further.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
अस्मत् परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत् सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हायवदनं परब्रह्मणे नमः सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna.